Ever wondered what really happens after you place a custom embroidery order from a small business? Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes at Kidiko to show you how we fulfill a custom embroidery order using our Poolin EOC05 embroidery machine from start to finish. And trust me, embroidering on a baby clothes is not as easy as it looks. Hi everyone! If you're new here, my name is Louise and this is Kidiko. Just a quick refresher, Kidiko is a small online business that creates a comfortable baby and children's clothes, including personalized embroidered pieces. Usually, I only share a quick behind the scenes clips on reels or shorts, but today I wanted to show you the full process on how we actually complete an order. I'll also share a few tips I've learned along the way that might actually help you if you wanted to start your own embroidery business. But a quick disclaimer though, I'm still a beginner myself, and most of the things that I've learned comes from many trial and error. And if you've been following us from the start, you probably know how many failed attempts I've had. But who knows, these tips might actually help you too. So today, I'll take you to the whole process on how we complete an order and share what I've learned so far. So let's get started! Today's order is a simple custom embroidery featuring a small flower design. I printed the embroidery design with a grid and made a small hole in the center. This helps me align the design accurately on the garment. Our customer requested a newborn pink fleece sweater. So now, let's prepare the materials before we start stitching. Since fleece sweater is stretchy, I'm using 2 layers of cutaway stabilizer to keep the embroidery stable. Next, I'm adding 1 layer of water-soluble topper. This helps the stitches sit nicely on the surface of the fabric. For the hoop, I'm using a 4x4 hoop from Poolin EOC05, which is perfect for small garments like infant clothing. Now for the embroidery threads that will bring the custom order design to life. To keep everything in place, I'll also use a temporary adhesive spray. Before hooping, I like to use a lint roller to make sure the fabric is clean. Other tools you'll need include a t-shirt ruler guide, disappearing ink marker, and a mini hand heat press. Lastly, we have a soft iron-on embroidery backing. This will cover the stitches on the inside of the garment. And that's basically everything we need for this embroidery project. Before anything else, I like to clean the fabric using a lint roller to make sure the surface is free from lint or dust. Since this sweater has buttons on the back, it can be tricky to create a straight center line. To solve this, I fold the sweater in half and use a heat press on the lower half to create the first crease. Then, I carefully fold only the front layer of the sweater and heat press the upper half. This creates a clean, straight center line while avoiding the buttons on the back. Next, I use a t-shirt ruler guide for infants to help position the design properly. Using the ruler guide, align the design so it sits nicely centered below the collar. Place the printed embroidery design on the center line, then use disappearing ink marker or any fabric-safe marker to mark the center point.
Now that the fabric is prepped and marked, we can start preparing our stabilizers. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll be using 2 layers of cutaway stabilizer for this project. First, I place my embroidery hoop over the stabilizer to estimate the size I need. To keep the stabilizer secure, I lightly spray it with a temporary adhesive spray. I do the same with the water-soluble topper, placing the hoop over it first so I know where to trim. Now comes the hardest part for me in embroidery, aligning and hooping the fabric. First, I slightly loosen the embroidery hoop screw so it's easier to press the hoop into the fabric. Next, I place the cutaway stabilizer inside the sweater, then lightly spray it with the temporary adhesive spray. This helps keep everything in place while still allowing adjustments if the hoop isn't perfect on the first try. Then, I lightly spray the top of the fabric so the water-soluble topper will stay in place. Before I fully press the hoop, I gently press it down to create a light crease. This helps me see if the alignment looks correct. Once I'm happy with the position, I press down the top part of the hoop first, hold it with one steady hand, and use my other hand to push down the bottom part. Then, I double check the alignment. If everything looks good, I tighten the hoop screw and smooth out the back of the fabric and stabilizer. Finally, I trim the excess water-soluble topper so it doesn't get caught while the machine is stitching. Now that our hoop is ready, let's load it into our Poolin EOC05 embroidery machine. on to the final touch-ups for this embroidery order. Before removing the hoop or the water-soluble topper, I start by trimming the jump stitches and any excess thread on top. Keeping the hoop and topper in place helps prevent accidentally cutting the fabric. I also clean up any excess thread from the back of the embroidery. Now, I can gently remove the water-soluble topper. I like to use a toothpick to carefully lift the edge before peeling it off. Then I use a damp cotton bud to remove the placement guidelines. Next, I trim the stabilizer around the design, leaving a small border. Finally, I use a mini hand heat press to apply the soft iron-on embroidery backing. Make sure that the soft side faces the inside of the garment so it feels comfortable against the skin. And that's the final step to finishing this custom embroidery order.
And that's how we fulfilled our custom embroidery order here at Kidiko. From hooping our baby sweater to running the Poolin EOC05 embroidery machine, all the way to finishing and packaging our orders. I hope this video gave you a real look at what goes behind the scenes in a small embroidery business, and that you were able to learn a few tips that might help you if you're thinking about starting your own embroidery journey. If you'd like to see more of our custom name embroidery designs, make sure to head over our social media pages where we regularly share our latest works and behind the scenes moments. And if you're interested in the products and materials that I've used, you can check the description down below for more details. So I guess this is the end of today's video. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. And once again, you can let me know your thoughts, opinions in the comment section down below. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. And what else? So if you want to see more from us, more of our behind the scenes or our embroidery journey, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So I guess this is it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.